Welcome to my YouTube channel, Old School English Teacher. Today we're going to be talking about the semicolon and conjunctive adverbs. You might feel a little intimidated by these terms, but don't be. Once we get into the explanation of these terms, you will see how easy it is to use the semicolon and conjunctive adverbs. We use the semicolon and conjunctive adverbs to join two independent clauses, and we use the conjunctive adverb to create more precise meaning in our writing. Now, what is a semicolon? We all pretty well know that this is what it looks like, but sometimes we're not sure to how we use it. So that's what we're going to examine, how to use the semicolon. Now, the first way is very simple and straightforward. A semicolon can be used to join two independent clauses. For example, anger is rarely productive in family or politics. Ego and grudges are difficult to manage when rancor dominates the landscape. So we have an independent clause here, another independent clause here, and how are they joined? With a semicolon. I've noticed in much of my student writing, they put a comma between two independent clauses, which we don't want to have comma splices. We want to use the semicolon. When we do that to join those two independent clauses, we create a beautiful, grammatically correct sentence. Okay, the second way we're going to examine how to use the semicolon is with a conjunctive adverb. And a semicolon and a conjunctive adverb are used between two independent clauses when a coordinating conjunction is not sufficient for the job. And let me show you what I mean by that. Oh, and you're saying, stop! What is a conjunctive adverb? Okay, let's stop and examine that term. A conjunctive adverb is a word or phrase that connects two independent clauses. Conjunctive simply means connecting. And an adverb is a word or phrase that modifies a verb, revealing when, where, how, why, under what conditions, and how often. For example, Ricardo had no formal training as an artist, and his outstanding portfolio landed him a great job. Now, this is okay, but you can see that this coordinating conjunction and is really not sufficient to render the precise meaning that we want. So we're going to use a semicolon and a conjunctive adverb to render more precise meaning. So this is how our sentence would look. Ricardo had no formal training as an artist, semicolon. However, conjunctive adverb, his outstanding portfolio landed him a great job. Do you see how that semicolon and that conjunctive adverb created more precise meaning? That's what we're going for. Conjunctive adverbs are connective words and phrases that show unique relationships. For example, all weather conditions pointed to a calamitous launch. As a result, the flight crew never left their respective homes. This shows cause and effect in a way that a coordinating conjunction can't do. So notice the semicolon, the conjunctive adverb, and the comma. This is a pattern that you want to learn and use. And how do we remember things? By doing them. The most commonly used conjunctive adverbs are consequently, furthermore, however, moreover, nevertheless, then, therefore, and thus. We have dozens more in the English language. You can look them up in your grammar books or Google them, but these are the ones that I have found very useful. For example, I irrigated the garden every afternoon, semicolon. Consequently, everything died from overwatering. So we have our two independent clauses, our semicolon, our conjunctive adverb, and our second independent clause. So do you see how easy this formula is? We don't need to make it complicated. Okay, your student practice. I would like you to write two independent clauses and join them with a semicolon. Remember, these two independent clauses that are joined with a semicolon need to be closely related. They kind of need to echo each other. The second thing I would like you to do is write two independent clauses and join them with a semicolon and a conjunctive adverb. The third thing I would like you to do is use the semicolon, the conjunctive adverb, in your emails, in your journal writing, in your text messages, any writing that you do at work or school. Use that semicolon with the conjunctive adverbs. To sum up, use the semicolon to connect two independent clauses that are closely related or that echo each other. For example, my in-laws are strict vegetarians. Cooking for eccentric eaters makes me nervous. Two independent clauses, and they're joined together by a semicolon. The second way we use a semicolon is with a conjunctive adverb, when a coordinating conjunction is not showing the precise relationship between the two independent clauses. For example, I spent all day cooking a vegetarian meal for my new in-laws, semicolon, however, comma, they canceled because of illness and I was secretly relieved. Okay, so we see that it's just much more precise when we use those conjunctive adverbs. Okay, my reading recommendation is a very old book. It was written in 1937, that was over 80 years ago, by Napoleon Hill. His book is Think and Grow Rich. He had a lot of gumption to write that book in 1937. If you recall, our nation, if not the whole world, was steeped in a Great Depression. 1/3 of the male population in this country did not have a job. And that was pretty disastrous because most women did not work outside of the home. So that meant there were many homes in this country that had no income. So Napoleon Hill wrote, Think and Grow Rich. His main thesis is our thoughts create our reality. So if we are thinking about lack and poverty, that's what we'll create. If we are thinking about abundance, that's what we will create. And he believes that we need to have a defined purpose, we need to have a burning desire, we need to be persistent, and we need to have faith. And I read this book in my 30s, and although I'm not a millionaire, I do feel rich because I have enough for me and my family, enough to share, and I feel content because I live within my means. And to me, that is a form of wealth. So I highly recommend reading this book because our thoughts do determine our destiny. So I hope you will have fun with the semicolon, with the conjunctive adverbs as you write at home, at work, at school, and that you will use these principles of writing with confidence. And with that, I wish you goodbye, good luck, and good writing.